Thanks very much, everyone. Yeah, so I'm Séan Winters. I'm from Miro. Today we're going to talk about putting the AI in your renaissance. So we all know the benefits of AI, whether it's building features for selling features to customers or implementing AI in our, it would help if I could say AI, sorry. Or implementing AI in your internal workflows. However, there are these AI native companies, and they are setting records for time to ARR, and also they're doing it with smaller teams than ever. So there is a risk of being disrupted by these companies if we don't adapt to the new expectations of our customers and we don't start to implement AI in our internal workflows. So today I want to give you some takeaways, some food for thought of how you might go back to your organization. At Miro, we believe in breaking down silos between your teams to speed up your time to market. So hopefully this will give you some food for thought for later. So what is a Renaissance person? So this is a sketch by Leonardo da Vinci, the Vitruvian Man. Leonardo da Vinci is probably the quintessential example of a Renaissance person. So he was an engineer, he was a scientist, he was a philosopher, he was a mathematician. And what he did was he broke down the silos between these fields to create amazing things. So examples like new techniques for painting, new canals and dam systems. I live in Amsterdam, so those are very important to us over there. And he also created flying machines and even war machines. So hands up in the audience, who would consider themselves a Renaissance person? Okay, good. We have some people putting their hands up. And the thing is, you're right. So I'm going to reframe the question a little bit, and I just need some audience participation to do that. So all you have to do is just close your eyes. I want you to close your eyes and bring yourself back to your first job. Think about how you felt at the time. Think of the colleagues you worked with, and maybe just linger there for a moment or two. And now what I'd like you to do is think of your journey that brought you here today. Maybe it's your LinkedIn profile scrolling past your mind's eye, or maybe you can feel your paper CV between your fingertips. And what I'd also like you to do is think of the interests that your career has funded, because it's not all about work. Life is about life as well. And also think of the families that your career helped raise, the friends that you made along the way. Okay, so come back to the room. You can open your eyes now or keep them closed if you like. And what I'd like to ask you is hands up here who has worked in a few different industries. Okay, we have more hands up. Hands up here who has had to learn different skills throughout their career, whether it was manual, tech, or soft skills, exactly. Hands up here who has multiple interests outside of work. Okay, we got a lot of hands. So this is the definition of a Renaissance person, according to Merriam-Webster. So we can see that it seems like we have a room full of Renaissance people, basically. Is that a coincidence? Did we just get really lucky today to have a really smart bunch of people in this room? It isn't. It's just the modern expectations of a worker, especially a knowledge worker. Gone are the days where you'd spend 20 to 40 years in the same career, doing the same thing day in and day out, we're expected to adapt with new technologies. And if you went back to your companies and did this same exercise, you would see the same amount of hands go up. Does anybody know where this city is? Florence? Yeah, great. So this is where Leonardo da Vinci did his most prolific work. It was also the cradle of the Renaissance. And I guess the question is, why did the Renaissance start in Florence, and why did it not start somewhere else? Well, one theory has given us one of the best business books on innovation in the last 20 years. It's a book that's been described as the book that business professors wished they wrote but couldn't. It's a book that's been translated into 18 different languages. And that book, of course, is called The Medici Effect. The main idea behind this book is that if you intersect different fields, disciplines, or cultures, that's where the best ideas come from. And that's where the best work that gets done. So we've established that we're all Renaissance people. So there's a potential for a Medici effect within us. However, the origin of the Medici effect is actually more collaborative in nature. So what the Medici banking family did was they brought the best painters, best sculptors, best engineers, best mathematicians. They brought them all in this one place called Florence. And they did it probably for prestige reasons and things like this, but almost by accident, they created the Renaissance. So I'm just going to show you an example of the Medici effect in action now, and I'm going to use generative AI to do this. So let's see if the internet is nice to us. Okay, great. Okay, so this is an app an integration that we created with Bedrock. You can choose your model, you can choose your resolution. So this is an example from the Medici Effect book. An architect combined a building with the concept of termite cooling structures. And so we combine these ideas, we generate 3 different images of maybe potential ideas an architect could use. Another example from the book is Chef Marcus Samuelsson. So what he did was he had a Swedish background, and he also came from Ethiopia, and he was trained in French cuisine. But what he did was he created fusion food by bringing these ideas together and creating fusion food. And he's a Michelin star chef. So this is another Medici Effect example. And then last but not least, origami folded inspired solar panels. We can generate images of these with generative AI. So just a super quick example of how you can combine ideas with generative AI. So what I showed you there was a video from Miro. So I would have done a live demo today, but yeah, the Wi-Fi is a little bit spotty. But what is Miro? Well, I can zoom out here. So I'm not actually in PowerPoint. What I'm doing is I'm presenting from a Miro board. So originally, I think we were pegged to have 10 minutes for this presentation, and then it got bumped up to 40 minutes. So we got together and extended our 10 minutes to 40 minutes. So you'll see things like feedback from my marketing person telling me not to use a definition slide. It's too cheesy. Shorten this bit. Do this. Do that. Lots of requests. But this is pretty much this is what Miro is. So To give you more of a history of Miro, so we started off in 2011 as online whiteboarding. Then we invented the concept of visual collaboration and created a new market category. And we became leader in that market category during the pandemic. And now we're an AI and insights-fueled innovation workspace. And what is an innovation workspace? Well, you can think of it as a digital Renaissance Florence, except the difference is you can include people across many different offices, many different time zones. Your work doesn't have to be just synchronous, it can be asynchronous as well. So that should give you an idea of what Miro is. And we've 90 million users worldwide, so I'll share something later on how we grew to 90 million, and we're one of the most loved products in the world. A little bit about me. So I'm based in Amsterdam. These are the new Miro offices in Amsterdam. We moved in on Monday. So we're on two of the floors in this new office near the Olympic Stadium in Amsterdam. And yeah, it's a really inspiring place to be. So I've been at Miro for 3 years, had a multitude of roles. So there's a Medici effect happening between all these roles. But now what I do is I lead an internal incubator. And what we do is we work with partners, customers, and internal Miro teams to bring ideas from 0 to 1, basically. So trying to democratize that. Maybe you don't necessarily have the tech skills to put a prototype together, but we will work with you to create that prototype. And I love being based in Amsterdam. I have a daughter who's an Amsterdammer. And one of the nice things is diversity has always been baked into the city charter, basically. So the Dutch, pragmatic as they are, they realized, if you don't care about people's religious background or have relative religious freedoms, that you just judge them by their skills and their money as well, that you can bring these people into a great place and amazing things will happen. And that's why Amsterdam, or one of the reasons why Amsterdam had such a prosperous age 200 or 300 or so years ago. So speaking of the freedom to innovate, one of the key things in Miro's culture is our hackathon culture. So I'll just play a quick video now.
The most fascinating thing is to see the evolution of the platform stimulates the evolution of ideas and what is feasible to build in a short period of time. And every hackathon, the project quality and ideas just accelerate to the roof.
It was super exciting. It was such a great learning experience. I had the opportunity to work with people that are easier to work with, learn different technologies, and have fun at the same time.
We wanted to make something new, so we had to break a lot of rules. So the one word that I would say is rule breaking.
What we were doing in the hackathon was when the servers went down 30 minutes before we had to finish, and we had to figure out a way to make it work. As said, I kind of sum it up as an engine, but incredibly annoying. The funny part when during this hackathon is when hearing all the judges going, wow, I don't know, we're ready for each pitch that was coming up. It's absolutely incredible to see the creative and innovative ideas that colleagues can make in such a short period of time.
Great. So yeah, twice a year we run hackathons in Miro. So it's not just engineering teams. It's, we get HR involved. We get our GTM teams involved, product teams. Everybody involved. And we all come together and think of new ideas and create over 2 to 3 days. And many of our AI features have actually resulted in this. So many Miro features have come from hackathons, but many of our AI features have as well. So things like our AI docs, our AI sidekicks, which is dipping our toe into agentic workflows. And hackathons, they're great to get new ideas, but they're also a great way of maybe finding those AI champions within your organization. So seeing who understands AI and can show you something new that you can do with it. And yeah, there's a reason that I picked this video. So I'll just move to let me go to the next slide. So I'm just going to show you a Miro board now that we use to run a hackathon. And so this is the Miro board, and if we zoom into different areas of the Miro board, so this is the starting point. So it was Explore, Hack, Discover was the theme of this. You have your quick links here to find your information. You have some agenda inspiration zone, so if you don't have an idea, you can get some inspiration here. Some hackathon tips, project ideas. Down here is where the teams were forming, so everybody would come together on this board to form teams. And then, of course, there was a submission. So I think this year we had 50 or so submissions. And of course, the most important thing of all is the winners. So I'll zoom in on one of the awards here, and this is the Tech Lovers Award, and you'll see that the Miro Amazoners were the winners of this particular award this year. And this was a team made up of people from Miro and people from AWS. So not only do we break down the silos within our organization, we also open it up to our partners and invite our partners to hack with us, basically. And this isn't the first time that we've co-innovated with AWS. So this is our AWS flywheel. So number one here, we have our technical diagramming and reference architecture abilities in Miro. So you can design your cloud architecture, do your diagramming in Miro. There's also the cloud management and optimization piece as well. So you can do cost calculation in Miro. You can import your AWS workloads into Miro as well. But then we co-innovate on new solutions with AWS. So we've done things like well-architected integration in Miro. So that's where you can bring your well-architected high-risk items into Miro as cards and then do the work to mitigate those risks right there in Miro. So it's a much better experience just to take advantage of our great NPS score compared to maybe doing this over email or spreadsheets and things like that. We also have our cloud cost calculator. So this is where we engaged with the AWS prototyping team. They lent us some engineers for, I think it was 4 to 6 weeks. We built the first version of the cloud cost calculator over these 4 weeks, and now it's available as part of the Miro product. Our Cloud View application, this has actually resulted, the first steps to this was in the 2023 hackathon. So we made the first version of it, and then we did a working backwards program with AWS to perfect it, and now it's part of a product. So you can hook up your AWS account to Miro and visualize your workloads. And the Bedrock integration I'll speak about next, but that's what I demoed as the image generation example. So that's number 2. Then, of course, we've the AWS Partner Network and ISV Accelerate. We take advantage of that. So I think we were ISV partner back in 2023. So that's been great. And then we transact with AWS as well. So you can buy Miro through the AWS marketplace. So the flywheel in action. I just want to give a specific example of how that Bedrock integration was created. This is me speaking at a conference in Cyprus maybe two years ago. I was doing a presentation on AI trends in visual collaboration. And in the audience, I made two connections. So the first connection was with a company that turned out to be our biggest marketplace deal at that time. So I got to meet them. I also got to meet the AWS for gaming team. So this conference was specifically around gaming. And the head of solutions architecture for gaming in Europe, he said, hey, there's something here doing prompt engineering with sticky notes. There's something interesting there. I think our customers would really like that. So over maybe a year or year and a half or so, we collaborated together with AWS for gaming and our account team at AWS, and we built this integration with Bedrock. So this has resulted in a blog post that has gone on the AWS blog. AWS are using Miro to demo Bedrock at all of these great gaming media events. So this is amazing for us because we don't have to be there. AWS are demoing on our behalf, and now we're listed on the AWS Solutions Library, AWS AI for Gaming Solutions Library. So yeah, we really got bang for our buck out of that speaking opportunity. So why integrate with Bedrock? So what we're seeing is our customers, they like to have control over the models used in Miro. So Miro has AI capabilities. However, we did notice that customers wanted to host their own models, sometimes for security reasons, but sometimes also that the pace of innovation for models, especially some image generation models, it's great to have a developer platform that we can just slot these in. So I just wanted to give an example of the difference between some of these different models. So this is Stability XL V1, and does everybody in the audience know what hurling is? Hands up at anybody who doesn't know what hurling is. Okay, I'll give a brief explanation. Basically, it's a sport played with sticks. It's the fastest field sport in the world. It's over 2,000 years ago. I don't know 2,000 years ago if they ever thought that there'd be AI-generated images of the sport. But what I wanted to give AI a challenge, and you can certainly see the challenge for people's information. This isn't what a hurley looks like. But this was an earlier version of the Stability XL model. So we can see that, on the surface, it looks pretty good. But when you zoom in, you're seeing all these artifacts, heads and arms coming out of nowhere. Then this is the Stability 3.5 large model. Again, getting a little bit better, but we can see, some very, very strange hurleys and balls and people missing heads and all that great stuff. And then this is Stability's Ultra model. So this is available on Bedrock. And this is, it's pretty much almost perfect. And one thing that gets me a lot about this model is the text generation is just really impressive. And then, of course, in the last few weeks, AWS started releasing video generation models to Bedrock. So you can see here, this is a generation by Nova Real. I gave it a prompt saying All Ireland final in Croke Park, and you can see it did a pretty good job. For those who don't know, we're in a stronghold of hurling right now. I'm a Clare man myself, so I've got those bragging rights. But also, we did get relegated just by Cork a few days ago. So, but we have an All Ireland under our belt. So maybe the next model, it'll get hurleys right, and maybe the hurlers will have Clare shirts. Who knows? Okay, so why does it pay to keep up? So disruption isn't a new thing. So I talked a little bit about how we're all Renaissance people, and that's because it's the expectations of a modern worker. We've all adapted to technology. We're used to technology, disrupting our work and us having to learn new skills to work in new jobs created by technology, basically. So this is a report from 2019, and if I go to page 4 here, and I'll zoom in a little bit. So in this report, they found that the median age of an S&P top 10 company, it was 85 years in 2000. As of 2018, it was 33 years. I did a brief calculation last week to see how things were tracking to this graph, and at least as of the 5th of March in 2025, the tenure was 16 years, so pretty on par with the graph there. So it's expected by 2027 that this will be down to 12 years. So how do you keep competitive? Well, I think AWS have some pretty good concepts around this. Things like 2 pizza teams. Has everybody here heard of 2 pizza teams? Great. If you haven't, reach out to your AWS account manager. They do great sessions on it. But fundamentally, it comes down to that teams shouldn't be bigger than what two pizza party can feed, basically. So usually under 10 people. Depends on how hungry your teams are, I guess. So AI native companies, this effect may get accelerated in the next coming months. So this is a letter that came out from Stripe a few weeks ago. And if we go to, I think it's page 4 of this, we can see that the median time to annualized revenue milestone for these AI native companies, it is much faster than SaaS ever was. So I think we can see down the bottom there, Cursor, the AI-powered coding assistant, that's setting all sorts of records for time to ARR. Lovable is another one it's reached 17 million in just 3 months. Bolt is listed there as well, 20 million ARR in just 2 months. So they're doing things faster than SaaS ever did. And I came across this LinkedIn post, so shout out to Mark Pearson. There's some of the same companies listed here. And they're doing this record-breaking ARR, and they're doing it with much less people. So they're selling into a very hot market. They're selling AI features, but the chances are they have adopted AI from the start. So they're an AI native company. So that's probably how they're doing this with so little people. So there is definitely an imperative on us to adapt to the new ways of working. And if you can't beat them, get them to join you. So that's what Miro did for some of our features. So these are 2 companies, Wizard and Cardinal. And what we did was, we kept an eye out to see where things were going. So Wizard, I think they reached 3.5 million ARR when Miro acquired them. And what you can do is you can acquire yourself some great talent. So we consider these acqui-hires. We saw the talent of Tony Beltramelli and Wiz Wiseman, and we said, yes, let's bring these people who have expertise of AI native companies, bring them into Miro, and of course we make their products now available as part of Miro. So Wizard has become Miro's AI prototyping feature. So this is where you can just put in a text prompt, and it will create you a whole prototype in Miro that you can then iterate on. And on the Cardinal, this became Miro Insights. So what this does is it goes off to a bunch of information sources. So think your Gong, your Salesforce, Slack. It uses AI to analyze these sources and then figures out what features you should build next. And a nice thing it does as well is it associates potential ARR with these features as well. So it's a good way of being able to make decisions. I'm going to talk a bit now as my last point how Miro went into hypergrowth. So yeah, choose your solution or your teams will choose for you. So that's in reference to choosing your AI solution, because I'm going to talk about how Miro won its market that it created. So these are two slides from AWS reInvent. And in the first slide, you'll see a graph of our hypergrowth. So we presented this back in November. So we had 80 million registered users worldwide back then. So this official number now is 90 million. And the way we did it is we created a great product that users loved. So we created something that really, really delighted users. And what we also did was we made a free tier. So users could come into Miro, they could get started for free, and they could self-upgrade as needed. And the very nature of Miro is it's a collaborative tool. So the idea is that your whole company can come onto our Miro board and build something together. What we did is we made it very easy to invite collaborators to your board, get people in your team, and good stuff like that. And then we started growing in organizations, so our footprint started to get bigger. IT started to take notice. They were maybe saying, "Oh, what's this tool that our data is going into?" And then there was this concept of hand raisers where IT would reach out to our sales team, and then our sales team would sell enterprise features. So think of things like audit logs, enterprise user management, or our new product, Enterprise Guard. So Enterprise Guard will let you detect when sensitive information is going into Miro boards. It will also let you put guardrails around your Miro boards. So if there is sensitive information going into Miro boards that it can't be shared externally to users outside the organization. So choose your solution or your teams will choose you. And that's what happened for Miro. Our footprint grew within companies, and therefore the decision was made for those companies to go on our enterprise plan. And what we've done is it's kind of a Medici effect between product-led growth and sales-led growth. So we were blending principles of product-led growth. So again, customer centricity, build something that your customers absolutely love because they are going to sell your software for you. Simplicity and fast time to value. So again, make it free, get the customer on board and getting value very fast. Viral loops, again, making your product easy to share and help users distribute the product. And then this will create the funnel for your sales organization. And yeah, the headline there is find the balance between driving user growth and monetization. And I think we've done a good job of that. Okay, so this is my last slide before I just go into some takeaways. So this is Miro's current approach to AI monetization. So what you'll see is, again, we are giving away Miro AI for free. So we give 10 credits a month to the free tier. For our Subscriptions, we will give so many credits per license per month. This is how it works right now. And if you're an advanced Miro AI user, then you can buy the Miro AI add-on. So that's where you can top up your credits. Okay, some closing thoughts. So again, we have organizations of adaptable people. We proved that everybody in the audience is a Renaissance person, so we are adaptable. We have teams of adaptable people. If you're a leader, chances are your team is also full of Renaissance people. So we can adapt to the new ways of working with AI and keep up with AI native companies. And then the winning formula, going back to the Medici effect, put smart people in the one place, give them the freedom to experiment. So let them experiment, and you'll see those AI champions emerge. Have some guardrails in place, so there has to be a bit of safety. I think we've seen lots of sessions today about how you can put guardrails on your AI solutions. But at Miro, we let people put guardrails on collaboration, and then amazing things will happen. If you want to decrease your time to market, you can do this with collaboration. So if you're interested in Miro, feel free to reach out to me. In our Amsterdam office, we have a great executive briefing center. So we'd love to have you in Amsterdam in our new amazing office if you'd like to. And also lean into your partnership with AWS, because we found at Miro they've really multiplied our efforts. And then if you do those things, you can disrupt those disruptors before they disrupt you. So that's me. Thanks very much. I've been Séan Winters from Miro, and happy to talk later.